What is up, guys, and welcome to LBA Season 5 Week 2 pregame show. Now this week we are going to be taking on the London Dragonites or D-Train. He's got a YouTube channel, so I'll link him down below, and of course you'll be seeing his battle today or tomorrow whenever I decide to post this. But anyways, his team is very, very threatening. He was the Season 4 champion, and he's got a team that's kind of similar in build. It's very, very offensive. So his draft is Landorus Incarnate, Mega Altaria, Gengar, Metagross, Crawdaunt, Politoed, Tornadus T, Seismitoad, Sharpedo, and Ludicolo. Now, if you look at that team, his team is not very bulky, but it is incredibly powerful. Landorus Incarnate, Mega Altaria, Gengar, Metagross, like, everything is so strong. And a lot of his mons can do quite a bit of work on my team. Landorus I can smack me around, so can Altaria, as well as Metagross and Crawdaunt. And he does, one thing that's really scary about his team is he has the Politoed and a couple Swift Swimmers, as well as Tornadus T, so he has the option to run Rain, but he also has the option to not run Rain, and he didn't bring Rain last week, and he doesn't need to. I'm assuming that he's going to bring Rain for me this week because I do have Sand, and he'll try and keep me from spamming Sand Excadrill because it does quite a bit to his team. His team's relatively fast. It goes from Tornadus T, which is base 121, to Gengar, a 110. So I've got 2 mons that outspeed Tornadus and Talonflame and Mega Manectric, and 4 mons that outspeed his Gengar, 5 if you include Excadrill, and that also goes for Tornadus T. So he's got a pretty fast team. It's not exceptional. I outspeed it with quite a few of my mons. He has Sharpedo, which can speed boost, and he has Seismitoad and Ludicolo for Swift Swim, so he has quite a few options. He's got a lot of mons that boost their speed that he likes using on Dragonites, Mega Altaria, and Rock Polish Lando I are some of his favorites. He has, like I said, so many threats, but if you look at his team, he has absolutely no walls, and if you look at my team, I have a ton of offensive power, so definitely what I'm looking forward to is to just bring a ton of power and just try and beat him into the ground before he does that to me. It's just going to be a total slugfest, I can imagine. He's got a couple checks to a couple of my mons, but some of my other mons break down those checks, so I'll just go over that, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to go ahead and head over to the box and check out what I am bringing for this week. Now, did I go to deposit? Okay, so the first mon that I decided to bring was Mustang the Talonflame. Now this set is max HP, max attack with an adamant nature, Gale Wings ability of course, and the Sharp Beak. So the reason I am not running any speed is because there's only one thing that I have to hit with a non-Brave Bird, and that's Metagross, and a max speed Metagross can't outspeed a no speed Talonflame, so I didn't feel the need to run any speed on this thing. Our set is Roost, Sword Dance, Brave Bird, and Flare Blitz, which it 2-hit KOs his entire team. Every time I drop in Talonflame, I'm expecting to get a kill or do a whole shitload of damage on something on his team. He really doesn't have a whole lot that takes this thing on. If I get to +2, he will lose several Pokemon. The only mon that can really take on Talonflame is Metagross with an Aqua Berry, which is the Fire Berry, or Metagross under the Rain. Those are his only 2 options to take 2 hits from this thing. It can potentially live with a Brave Bird plus Flare Blitz, but it's pretty low, and of course if I have +2, then it's going to die. So Talonflame really wrecks his team. It 2-hit KOs everything. It revenge kills a whole lot of things. I've got the priority Roost, which is nice. I don't know if I'll be able to find the opportunity to Roost in SD. The only things that I can potentially do it on are things like Mega Altaria, because it doesn't have a huge hit to get me unless he's running Dragon coverage, which I wouldn't doubt he would. But Talonflame really shits on his team. It can be a win condition. I don't know if I'll have the opportunity to set up an SD, but even if I don't, that's fine, because I just drop Brave Birds and Flare Blitzes, and it just does so much damage to his team, and it'll let my other mons really give the opportunity to them to sweep through. And this is also one of my oh shit buttons for a Rock Polishing Landorus I or a Dragon Dancing Mega Altaria, because I can priority Brave Bird those things into the abyss. So next mon I decided to bring was Killua, our Mega Manectric, and this one running max special attack, enough speed to outrun Tornadus T, and the rest goes into HP. This one, it's just standard Manectric stuff. It has Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, HP Ice, and Flame. Now, I definitely considered going with HP Grass because he does have Seismitoad, but I figured that having HP Ice would be better because he might not even bring Seismitoad. If he does, it's going to definitely wall out this Manectric, which will be annoying, but I can beat a Seismitoad pretty easily since I'm bringing both of my Grass Mons on this team. But it hits Landorus I for 4 times super effective damage, and I'm pretty sure it just one-shots it, and it does pretty good damage to Mega Altaria, so I didn't want those things just completely shutting me down. Of course, Mega Manectric outspeeds this whole team, which is fantastic, and because it's so fast, I can run quite a bit of bulk in it. I think I only have 148 speed EVs, and that's enough I need to outrun Tornadus. I almost ran Modest because I wanted to run Modest, but it speed ties with a Tornadus that speed creeps my Scarf Tyranitar, which is the fastest thing that his Tornadus can outrun. So I thought about being cool and speed creeping his speed creep with Manectric, but it was a speed tie and I don't want to risk speed ties, so I'm just going to be running Timid, so I know I can outspeed every unboosted Mon on his team. So, the next month, and yeah, it just does normal Manectric stuff. It puts a lot of pressure on his team, for sure. It just smacks everything, and getting Volt Switches around on switch-ins and getting Switch Initiative is just so important, especially since I'm bringing pure unadulterated offense. So I definitely want to use Manectric to the best of its ability. I kind of have to keep it in the back if he has Seismitoad because it totally walls me out, aside from getting a tiny bit of damage with HP Ice. So that's one thing, but it hits so much of his team for so much damage that I had to bring it, and it also just outspeeds everything, which is fantastic. Now the next Mon we are bringing is Hakari. Oh shit, what? Wait a second. Well, that's what I fucking get for being in deposit on accident. But anyways, next Mon we're bringing is Hakuryu, our superior, and this one we're running Timid with an expert belt, enough speed to outrun Gengar, max special attack, and the rest is dumped into HP. This set really does some work on his team if we can break down some of his checks to this thing. I'm running Glare, Giga Drain, HP Ice, and Leaf Storm, and he has 3 Mons that can take on this thing, and those are Mega Altaria, Metagross, and Tornadus T. Those are his 3 Mons that can switch into me. I really wanted Glare because I want to slow down Tornadus T because that's definitely an easy switch in if he's an Assault Vested set, and if I Stealth Rocks up and he's paralyzed, it's no longer a switch in to Superior because it'll come in, take 25 from Rocks, take a Leaf Storm which does like 18% or something, and then I fire off a +2 HP Ice and I have a relatively good shot of killing it. Metagross takes on with an Assault Vest, takes this thing really well, and Mega Altaria takes a lot if it switches in on a Leaf Storm and then takes a HP Ice. So we can't really kill Metagross with this thing unless we really get lucky, but it's going to do a whole lot of work on everything but those 3 Mons. So if we can get rid of those or severely weaken them and slow them down and all that, then we can just sweep right through D's team with this thing. It puts a lot of pressure on it, so it'll definitely keep him honest, and it shits on all of his Rain Mons, so if he does bring Seismitoad, it's an easy switch for me, and then I can Glare something right away, as there's no way he'd want to keep in a Seismitoad in this thing, but you never know. But, you know, this thing does a whole lot of work to his team, so I didn't see a reason not to bring it, and I really want to try out Superior. I haven't used it much, and I think it's going to be a great asset for my team. Next Mon I'm bringing is Yashiro the Excadrill. Because I'm bringing Talonflame, I kind of feel obligated to bring Excadrill because it's my only rapid spinner, which is fine by me because I don't really need that much reason to run Excadrill because it's so fucking good. Excadrill just smashes his team. We're running Jolly with enough speed to outrun max speed Altaria and Undersand at +2, so that's kind of another oh shit button. We running Life Orb with an HP number, running max attack and enough HP to hit that HP number, which is 189, or Life Orb number, which is 189. Then we put the rest into defense. And I was checking my calcs. At first I didn't really want to run Jolly Nature because Adamant Excadrill hits really hard, but after looking at my calcs, it didn't make that much of a difference. I think an Iron Head did like 6% less if it was Jolly than if it was Adamant to a Landorus, so it's honestly not that big of a deal for me. and making sure that I don't get swept by a Mega Altaria that easily is going to be really big. I'm not running Sword Dance, and we're running EQ, Rock Slide, Rapid Spin, and Iron Head. Standard Excadrill things. I don't especially need Sword Dance because I just smashed through his team anyways. Crawdaunt can definitely kill this thing off, and it can't switch in on too many things unless I get the predictions right, but Excadrill is something that is going to be very, very hard for him to switch in on, so I definitely wanted this thing to just put the work in on his team. Now, of course, since we have Tyranitar, we're running Tyranitar next since we do have Excadrill. And this one we are running Max Attack, enough speed to outrun a Max Speed Crawdaunt, and the rest is dumped into Defense. Running Jolly Nature with Sandstream and the Smooth Rock. So I decided to run Smooth Rock this week because Excadrill just works his team so much. If I get a little damage on everything, get rid of his potential priority Aqua Jet, he just loses to this thing. To Excadrill, so having those 8 turns of sand would be big, and I'm definitely going to need to win the Weather War because I'm pretty positive he's going to bring Politoed just to counteract my sand, like I said earlier. Our moves are Stealth Rock, Crunch, Stone Edge, and Superpower. Crunch, Stone Edge, Superpower gets pretty much perfect coverage on his whole team. It gets completely perfect coverage on his team, and Stealth Rocks are going to be huge because he has no way to get rid of them, and Rocks put a lot of pressure on just everything in general, especially Tornadus T, because it makes it a little harder to switch in on Superior if he's paralyzed, and it just whittles things down so that Excadrill and Talonflame can really just sweep through his team without much of a problem. So this thing is going to be a huge team player. We're not running any berries or anything special like this. We take a lot of damage from a Crawdaunt, but we can outspeed and kill it with a Superpower, which will be huge. I'm scared of Crawdaunt. I don't know if he'll bring it because I can just beat it with several of my mons, so who knows. But Tyranitar is going to be key if I want to win this game because I need to keep it around to have sand up if Excadrill is looking like it'll do a whole lot of work. If it loses Politoed, then that's going to be huge. Then I just basically set up sand on probably a suicide of Tyranitar, and then I just sweep with Excadrill. So that's Tyranitar. It can do, even though we're running support-ish with the Smooth Rock, it's still max attack Jolly. It does so much damage. I mean, I ran Choice Scarf Jolly pretty much all of last season except for a couple games, and it did so much. I can outspeed a Metagross pretty easily unless he's running a lot of speed. So that's pretty much that. Tyranitar can do a lot of work, but its main goal is to put up rocks and keep the sand up so Excadrill can put in that nice work. Alright, and the last member of our team is Nia the Whimsicott. Now, I considered a couple other options, but I wanted Whimsicott mainly as my another oh shit button for that Mega Altaria, as well as other things. What we're running is max special attack, enough speed to outrun Gengar, with the rest going into like defense. We're running Timid with Prankster and Lefties, so our set is U-Turn, Stun Spore, Moonblast, and Giga Drain. Now this thing deals with his rain pretty well. Of course it's going to die to like a Poison move or an Ice move pretty easily since we're not running much bulk, and I know things like Seismitoad and Sharpedo get Poison moves, so I'm just going to look out for that, but it definitely keeps his Crawdaunt honest. His best switch in is Metagross, so if I can predict that and just U-turn around on it, that'll be great. It's my second oh shit button for my third oh shit button for Mega Altaria, since we have Stun Spore and Moonblast can to-it KO this thing unless it's insanely specially defensive. This thing has really bad special attack, but it still hits pretty hard. His only real switch-in is Metagross and an Assault Vest Tornadus T, so if we can just get our U-turns and paralyze stuff, that'll be great. Priority Stun Spore is fantastic, mainly for Mega Altaria, but also for Rock Polishing Landorus Incarnate if he's going to go down that road. And of course Tornadus T, because I really want Tornadus T paralyzed because it just neutralizes it, makes it slower than T-Tar so I can kill with Edge, and it makes it harder for it to check Superior. Moonblast and Giga Drain, like I said, it hits most of his team. It doesn't do much to Metagross and Gengar, but as well as Tornadus, but it keeps those water types honest, and getting more switch initiative is great. I definitely considered running a U-turn on my Talonflame as well, but I wanted SD and Roost as my moves because it just means that I can win the game if I get the opportunity to, and as well as keeping it around for longer. So that is the team. We've got Whimsicott, which an offensive pivot plus oh shit button with stun spore, max fast stand support Tyranitar with rocks, Jolly Excadrill with rapid spin and normal Excadrill things with the sand, expert belt superior with glare, just normal Mega Manectric with all the things and stuff it does, and a bulky SD Roost Talonflame, which can just win the game. So that's our team. I'm pretty confident that I can win this game as long as I stay on the offensive and I'm making good plays and I'm making good aggressive plays, because one thing I noticed last week after I did my narrations and all that is when I had my Reuniclus in, I let his Bisharp drop in for free twice when I could have killed it off. I could have Focus Blasted it and killed it the first time, or I could have Shadow Balled it the second time, and Bisharp just really wreaked some havoc on my team, and that was one of the reasons why I lost that game, was a lack of aggressiveness. I don't know if it's just because I'm a little more nervous, so I'm not thinking about what the most optimal play I can make so that I don't get fucked up. But I was playing on Showdown, and I was a lot more relaxed, and I was making the plays, and I was doing pretty good, so I definitely want to be more offensive and aggressive this week than I was last week, and I think that is going to be the key to me winning this game. So I did hope you guys enjoy this episode of LBA pregame show, and I will be back at you next time with our match with the London Dragonites. So thanks for watching. Make sure to drop a like and a comment if you're curious about anything of why I didn't bring it or what I brought and why exactly for whatever reason. And yeah, so thanks for watching everybody, and I will see you next time. Peace.